Hey guys, we are getting so close to the end of frost risk. I'm getting so excited. And I don't know about you guys, it's spring break around here where we are in Zone 7B north of Atlanta. And our son got off to Iceland. My daughter and I are going to Tampa. Dawn is staying here. And guess what? His intent is to build a greenhouse. Some of you have been asking, like, what are all these windows? What is all this? This is my future greenhouse. And I'm really letting him just run with it. So I'm so excited to come back and see how much he's been able to get done. And it'll be really nice to have a place here to store our plants, because right now we have seedlings in my bathtub. So I thought I'd just give you a quick update of the garden before we leave town, and we'll see you soon. Hang tight. These cabbages are really doing well. This one is looking a little bit sickly. Look at those bottom leaves. It's hanging in there. And those red cabbages are growing great. If you're wondering what the red solo cups are, that is for slug catching. And then here are the peas. Having some trouble getting the peas to cooperate and like get on the trellis. And then I planted last week, and I don't know if I showed you guys this, bunching onions, cilantro and parsley, beets, and Swiss chard. So this should all fill in right there. There's the first hint of a potato. And if you guys remember, these were the grocery store potatoes that sprouted, so I decided to go ahead and plant them. Garlic. It's the first time we've ever grown garlic in a green stock. Now look, that is Swiss chard, excuse me, not shard. I don't know why it's falling down like that. This bed is garlic, and then again, just layers of radishes. Look, these are radish seedlings. Radishes. These are turnips, which I need to thin. And beets and carrots. We've never really been successful with beets, and I'm continuing to try because we love them so much. But for whatever reason, they either don't like our soil, or they don't like these conditions, or I don't know how to grow them. It could be any or all of those things. Carrots we have done well with, but they really take a long time. So I just keep succession planting and just hoping at some point some of them will come up. All right, let me keep going. This is the only bed that I haven't really fully gotten planted. There's some more peas. There's our David Austin rose that we're hoping will climb up our cattle panel. And then there's some more garlic, but for the most part, I've got some space in this bed. I did want to show you this, you know, this was a grocery store onion that we planted. Do you see this right here? Okay, that's gonna grow up and be a flower, and it'll have seeds. So a lot of times people will plant their grocery store onion, but just remember, onions are biennial. So once they bulb, when you put them in the ground, you'll just get the flower, which is fine because the flower has the seeds, and then you can grow onions from those seeds. But if you have an onion bulb that sprouted, you can't put it in the ground and grow another onion. You're gonna grow the flower like this. What I wanna do when we get back next week is find a recipe that uses a lot of green onions, like maybe some kind of cream cheese dip or spread. Use these and then clear this out for the space so that I can get some other stuff in the ground. Our strawberry patch is looking really good. Isn't it fun to think that strawberries are gonna grow out of all these white flowers? I think it's amazing. Like, just truly amazing. And you guys, if you've been following along with our decomposing Halloween pumpkins from last year, for those of you that are new, we took our Halloween pumpkins from last year, we just put them on the ground, we let them decompose, we threw, I think, 1 bag of compost over them, and look. Y'all, those are pumpkin seedlings. And I'm pretty sure that if we would have put compost down when there was a pumpkin here and a pumpkin over there, we would have gotten some seedlings there too. This was the last one to decompose, so when we got compost on it, they sprouted. So we might have a nice little pumpkin patch this year. Our peach tree is doing amazing. We got cardboard down to just protect the weeds, and again, we're just constantly seed building. Check out the Hugelkultur bed. I've been thinning out my lettuces. You can see they're getting kind of large. And we've lined the edges with onions on both sides. We've got some more peas. I've got some more lettuce. This is the Little Jim lettuce. It's looking really beautiful. But most of the other lettuces haven't really done too great. And you can see with it being a Hugelkultur bed, you know, we filled it up with logs. So there's an example of a log poking through. The Hugelkultur bed has been so far our favorite and our best performer. If you've watched past videos, you know we didn't have to really water this bed last summer. It had a lot more natural moisture. I think that's because of the woods and the logs. This bed right now, though, the logs are starting to poke out everywhere. So I think when we pull these onions, we're going to do a lot of compost on top just to kind of fill it back up because everything's sunk so much. And then this is the final bed. And this was the bed at the same time we planted the Hugelkultur. We planted this bed, but with soil from the big box store. And we've got a potato. We'll have plenty of potatoes and onions and garlic. And that is the oregano from last year that overwintered. So, thanks for hanging out with you guys. My daughter and I, we're gonna get on the road and head down to South Florida. My friends there actually have a really incredible garden. I'm hoping to get some footage if they'll let me and share it with you guys. And I am also gonna bring my seeds and give them some seeds from here. And we're gonna bring some seeds from last year's green beans and see if they wouldn't let us plant some Georgia green beans in their Florida garden. I think that could be kind of fun. And pretty soon, we're gonna have a greenhouse. I don't wanna like jinx it and put some kind of timeline on it because, you know, these things are time consuming and they cost money, and I also want it to be built right. Like, I don't want him to rush to get it done and then feel like he didn't build it the way he wanted to. I want it to be done right. So when we get back next week, we'll have a progress update. But until then, have a wonderful week. If it's your spring break, have a good time, be safe, and we'll talk to you soon.